Nigeria is a country of diversities. Diversity in vegetation, diversity in climate, diversity in crops, diversity in minerals, diversity in culture and in political units, diversity in religion. In diversity lies its unity, its strength, and its potentialities. Located in the west coast of Africa, the collection of beautiful attributes, the rainforest, the savanna grassland, and the semi-desert mixed together in a beautiful complementarity and reinforced with the rainy and dry seasons give Nigeria its tropical character. Historically and politically, since independence from the British colonial rule on October 1, 1960, the nation has metamorphosed through various levels into its present status of a federation with 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. However, the advent of the military in the Nigerian political landscape in January 1966 brought with it coups, attempted coups, counter-coups, and a civil war. Military regime by its very nature does not provide an enabling environment for the operation of the rule of law, for transparency, accountability, and good governance. That was to be the albatross on our neck as a people. The Political Bureau was inaugurated in January 1986 by the then military government, 20 years after the first military coup, to fashion out a new order. This became a significant milestone in the history of Nigeria. The Political Bureau, in its wisdom and among the various areas of interest on its mandate, focused on the endemic nature which corruption and indiscipline had attained in our national life. It recognized and recommended that a code of conduct for public officers in the 5th schedule of the 1979 Constitution be retained, while a Code of Conduct Bureau and a Code of Conduct Tribunal be established as the enforcing agencies. This provision has assumed a permanent place in all the constitutions of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, including the 1999 Constitution. The twin agencies derive its mandate from Chapter 56 of the Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 1990, which provides that the Code of Conduct Bureau shall establish and maintain a high standard of morality in the conduct of government business and ensure that the actions and behavior of public officers conform to the highest standards of public morality and accountability. To implement its mandate, the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria confers some powers on the Bureau.
Mandates and powers of the Bureau. Receive declarations by the public officers under paragraph 12 of Part 1 of the 5th schedule of the Constitution. Examine the declaration in accordance with the requirements of the Code of Conduct or any law. Retain custody of such declarations and make the available inspection by any citizen of Nigeria on such terms and conditions as the National Assembly may prescribe. Ensure compliance with and where appropriate, enforce the provisions of the Code of Conduct or any law related thereto. Receives complaints about non-compliance with or breach of provisions of the Code of Conduct on any law related thereto. Investigate the complaints and where appropriate, refer such matters to the Code of Conduct Tribunal. Appoint, promote, dismiss, and exercise disciplinary control over the staff of the Code of Conduct in accordance with the provision of an act of the National Assembly enacted in that behalf, and carry out such other functions as may be conferred upon it by the National Assembly.
To achieve its mandate, the Bureau carries out the following activities. 1. Administration and verification of assets declaration by public officers. The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria provides that every public officer shall declare his or her assets and liabilities, those of his spouse and unmarried children under the age of 18 on assumption of office or before taking up any legislative seat, and thereafter at the end of every 4 years and at the end of his or her term of office. By this provision, assets declaration is the major instrument used by the Bureau to preserve transparency and accountability in public office.
The Bureau Information System, BIS, stores, processes, and analyzes the data scanned into it from the assets declaration forms. The BIS enables the Bureau to keep impeccable record of every assets declaration form submitted to it.
The Bureau receives and investigates complaints on breaches of the code. The Petition Screening Committee, PSC, is the structure put in place to enhance professionalism in investigation. The high-powered committee screens all petitions received in the Bureau and takes decisions on the following: inviting parties in the matter to appear before it, investigation of cases that have merits, transferring cases outside the mandate of the Bureau to the relevant agencies, keeping cases in view or putting cases away owing to paucity of evidence, and prosecuting cases with evidential integrity. The mandate of the Bureau is not pursued only from a judgmental perspective, but from a moralistic perspective.
To achieve a reasonably high level of compliance with the Code of Conduct for public officers, the Bureau undertakes to enlighten the officers and the general public on the Code. The Code addresses conflict of interests, non-participation in private business, assets declaration, operation of foreign accounts by some categories of public officers, gifts, bribery, corruption, and abuse of office, among others. A breach of the Code attracts such sanctions as removal from office, vacation of legislative seat, disqualification from holding public office for 10 years, seizure and forfeiture to the state of any property acquired in abuse of office.
The issue of corruption has been far-fetched, really bad in Nigeria. It's been a very appalling case. Nigerian youths are facing the height of the effect of corruption today. So as for me, I think the best thing Nigerian government should do to tackle this corruption issue is to create more job opportunities and create awareness to the youth of Nigeria, because most of Nigerian youths are more concerned about, they're all after white-collar job and all lazy about job creation of themselves, trying to do something, not necessarily waiting for office job.
I am a student. I know what it took my parents to get admission for me to the university. If you stop corruption at your own end, and I stop corruption at my own end, I believe Nigeria will be a better place.
You know, I think the school system has a vital role to play in this situation, because you see, nowadays I don't know if lecturers even teach our youth in school anymore, because you find somebody that is a graduate of English language or even engineering, medicine cannot really do the act when it comes to, you know, carrying out their assignments. Some of them can't write, they can't even speak, they can't do what they are meant to do normally, what a normal engineering student should be able to carry out, he can carry it out. A medical student is supposed to know one or two, in fact, majority of human anatomy and everything. But today in hospitals, you find out they're the ones killing our patients. You know, they're not really doing what they are supposed to do, because it's either they didn't even sit in class, it's either they are tipping one lecturer or the other to pass their exams.
To reduce corruption in our society is transparency. Honestly, we have a long way to go, because this corruption of a thing we are talking about is not only in the high places. We only look at the governments, they are doing these, senators embezzling money, but you see that even the corruption starts from the grassroots. It's everywhere. So we are just focusing our aim on the offices and everything. What about the housewife that collects money for school fees, that doubles it and tell the husband that the school fees is 500,000, their books is, whereas it's not? That's still corruption. Let's solve it within ourselves first. By the time you kill the inside corruption in you individually, I as a person, another person, then once we can tackle and solve corruption personally within ourselves, then up there it will be easier to kill the greed. That's in the need for insatiable money. Once we can work on ourselves individually and not corrupt and kill the corruptions in our homes, in our family, in our children, in everybody, then we can go up there and solve it.
The popular grounding of the Code of Conduct Bureau is a testimony that Nigerians across board desire a corrupt-free society.